Mi queridísimo audiófilo, ¿cómo estás? Tanto tiempo. Espero que estés bien y se te estén parando los pelos siempre. Mira lo que pasó. Por fin llegaron a casa mi electrónica Quad. Mi amplificador 33. Mira qué lindo, parece un juguetito. Y el amplificador 303 estuvieron en casa de mi amigo Ben. Ben trabaja con la compañía Sky-Fi de audio, pero también trabaja por su cuenta arreglando equipos de audio. Resulta que yo le hice un trueque a Ben. Le cambié el amplificador Kenwood que yo tenía porque él me arreglara, le diera servicio a mi electrónica Quad. No solamente estos dos, sino que el 34 y el 606 también. Así que pasaron algunos meses, pero por fin llegó Ben anoche y te quería contar lo que hicimos. Bueno, lo primero que hicimos fue conectar estos dos que están aquí y a la verdad es que quedé súper impresionado. No lo podía creer. Te voy a poner aquí el enlace al video que hizo Ben. Es en inglés, pero vale la pena verlo porque él enseña todo lo que le hizo a estos aparatos. Y bendito, me da pena porque este amplificador sí que le dio mucho trabajo, pero está bien interesante. El video dura casi una hora, pero te lo voy a compartir. Lo puedes ver después de ver este video si quieres, o lo puedes ver antes, pero esto fue lo que pasó anoche. Pues nada muy complicado, fue cuestión de sacar las cosas de la caja y conectar todo. Ven, a la verdad que se esmeró en también asegurarse que las conexiones, los cables que yo le di estaban todos bien. Y pues en un santiamén ya lo teníamos conectado, listos para disfrutar del sistema 33303 con las Quad 57. Durante el proceso de reconstrucción, Ben descubrió que el preamplificador 33 tenía un problema de trazado de los canales y solamente de verdad se oye perfecto cuando rebasa el 50% o cuando está por debajo del 50%. Así que en esta sesión lo que hicimos fue más o menos calibrar los volúmenes, bajando el volumen de la fuente para poder entonces subir el volumen del pre o viceversa, y entonces salir de esa zona difícil que es la zona del 50% del volumen de 33 porque no está trazando perfectamente los dos canales. Una tontería, pero bueno, hicimos varios experimentos. La señal se iba un poquito para la izquierda cuando estaba al 50%. Quiero decir la imagen central de la voz, y estábamos aquí probando eso. Nos curamos un ratito con el 33 y 303 y después fue hora de conectar el 34 con el 606. Ben le cambió algunos capacitores al 606, pero no le cambió los capacitores centrales originales, los grandes. Y al 33 también, al 34 le hizo un par de cosas también, pero generalmente no le hizo tanto a esto porque el 303 se llevó la mayoría del tiempo que tuvo que hacer. Y pues estuvimos escuchando también un rato y esta combinación también suena excelente con la 57, así que el problema que tengo ahora es que todo suena bien. No puedo poner muchas demostraciones aquí porque ya sabes que están cortando a todo el mundo que usa música. Así que después te voy a poner unas demostraciones cuando tenga el tiempo para hacerlas de los videos de 1 minuto que yo hago, que los hago bien ahora, ¿ok? Te lo prometo. Pero antes de que se fuera Ben, le pedí que nos sentáramos y habláramos un poquitito de la experiencia y sobre estos productos y qué piensa él sobre estos productos para un audiófilo. Mis queridos audiófilos, acabo de escuchar mis componentes Quads, la electrónica, el preamplificador 33 y el amplificador 303 que mi amigo Ben acaba de arreglar y de reconstruir y de hacerle upgrades. y les he puesto el enlace para que vean el video que hizo Ben en su canal Novalux Stereophonic. Y ahora vamos a hablar con Ben en inglés. Ben,
Yeah.
we just finished listening to the 33 and 303 combo and the 34 606 combo. Wow, I have to tell you, I've had these units for a couple of years, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed, especially with the little combo with the 33, 303. It's like my quad 57s just came to life. What was happening with that stuff? Well, they were old, right?
Yeah, well, so I don't know how much listening you did beforehand. Did you listen to 303 at all before you sent it to me?
A lot, yeah.
Okay.
And I thought it was good, but
So what I found at the bench when I tested it is that when you pushed it past anything more than a few watts, one of the channels would start to get wobbly. And it ended up being a bad capacitor in the driver board. So I went and did a whole overhaul on them, and now they're testing like they did from the factory. So that was the refresh, I guess.
that's amazing. And it's hard to beat that sound, in my opinion. I think the bass was very exuberant. It's a very lively sound. You never expect that from stuff that looks like a toy. I mean, the preamp has so many plastic parts.
Yeah,
Right?
the preamp looks and feels kind of cheap, but inside when you open it up, it's all modular. It's card based, which is very good for a service technician because you just pull out the cards. You can do really clean work. You're not reaching around stuff and bending wires to try to get into places. So it was actually very serviceable. Some of the parts, you were lucky because the one that you got was already restored by a
That's
specialist.
right. It was already
So
yeah. It was upgraded.
Yeah, it
The
was
caps.
upgraded. Everything was upgraded to audio grade caps. Somebody did some really clean work in there. So yeah, you were lucky in that respect. But the preamp tested great, and you really like the phono stage in it. Right?
That's the reason why I would never sell it. I thought it was kind of, it's okay, but once I tried the phono stage, it's a magnetic moving magnet. It's so quiet that I thought I should never sell this because it's so good. It reminds me of when I went to the Smithsonian Museum and I saw the capsules, the space.
Okay. Yeah.
Space capsule, all the computers. They kind of look like a lot of them had modular cards that go
Yeah,
in and
yeah.
out. The construction. I guess it was typical of that era. Everybody was doing the aerospace thing.
Okay.
The space race. So maybe it was inspired by that kind of stuff. The British aerospace or whatever.
Yeah. And then the amplifier was so cool too. So that one is super serviceable. The heatsink completely slides off to the side. All the cards just flip down. It was a dream to service.
It was very scary to watch your video because at some point you had so many probes going into it.
Oh yeah.
I commented that it looked like open heart surgery.
That was kind of my own fault because I wanted to replace the trimmer resistors to do the adjustments, and the replacement parts that I got, Quad gives holes on the back of the board so that you can shove an adjustment tool in from the back. And with the new controls that I put in, I couldn't do that, so I had to have all the boards flipped down. So it really did look like open heart surgery. All the boards are flipped down.
Crazy.
I think I had 4 voltmeters going simultaneously, measuring different parameters. But that's kind of what's necessary in these things because the adjustments interact with one another. So I needed to see the regulated voltage and the bias and everything simultaneously to get everything dialed in. Yeah.
And then we hooked up the 34 preamp and the 606 amplifier, and it also sounded great. In fact, I had problems with the 606. I was getting vibrations, buzzing. I don't know what was wrong with it.
Yeah, so inside of the 606, there's 4 big main filter capacitors, and there's 2 per channel. And the way that they constructed it, there's just a pin that comes up, and the capacitor kind of solders into that. And that pin connection broke. So one channel was making intermittent contact, it would lose its positive rail. So that's probably what you were hearing is a distortion. Maybe if you started walking around or something, then you come to sit down and now it's distorting, and then you get up again and then it makes contact and then it starts to work again. So that was the main thing that was wrong with the 606, and then there were a couple caps in there that were really bad. But after I replaced them, it didn't change the performance. So they weren't causing it from not working, but there were some defective parts in there. So we got the 606 sorted, changed the RCA jacks. The original jacks were kind of loose, and the interface cable that you had wasn't working properly, so we got all that resolved.
It's too bad you didn't have time to make a video about the 34 and 606, but I'm sure you'll get another set for repair soon after this video.
Or the next time these break, then I'll do a video.
I hope not. Yes, but I think now you're going to be popular with the quad fans.
It certainly was eye-opening, especially the 303. Like that, it's so easy to work on. Just built really, really well. And that's what I like to see. As a service technician, I like working on equipment that was built to be serviced indefinitely. And that's Macintosh. Apparently Quad, at least some of the electronics that they made are like that. So yeah, I really respect that brand for making a serviceable product.
And for the 33 preamp, I see there's a big market in China where they reproduce the cards.
Okay.
So you can refurbish or upgrade your 33. They'll sell you the card already made. I've seen that on AliExpress and places like that. And I've also seen that some Chinese companies make a clone of the 34 preamp, and so if they look identical, at least on photos.
What do they say? That's the highest form of flattery?
Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So what would you say? I mean, because people have options today. They can buy Chi-Fi stuff. They can buy an integrated amp for, $500, $300. Where do you place this kind of vintage equipment on the scale? It's not Macintosh, it's not Krell, it's not Levinson, but it's not garbage.
It's definitely not garbage.
It's not like
and there's some magic to it, especially when we paired it with your ESL 57s. Like if you're an ESL owner, it's probably an amp that's worth owning, I would think, right?
Yes.
And if you can find a competent tech to service it, it's worth servicing, for sure. The 33, that could be a money pit. You're really lucky that somebody had already been through that, because what I would have charged you for that, you wouldn't have liked.
Oh yes. Well, you got a nice price for it, and we have to go because I have to give you.
Yes, the 700M.
Yes, you're gonna get the price is you get my Kenwood 700M amplifier, and you probably do a video on that one too.
Definitely, yeah. I'm going to do a video. I have the 700T,
right?
So now I'll have the 700M. I just have to find the 700C preamp, and then I'll have tuner, preamp, power amp, Kenwood Supreme, and I'll be able to do a video on the entire set. Yeah.
And I had a gentleman who came to buy the other 700 I have.
Yeah.
And he has the whole set. Anyway, thank you so much, Ben. Thanks so much for all your work.
Thank you, Pedro.
It was great, but I'm really going to enjoy my quad stuff. This is great. Gracias, amigos. Hasta pronto.